Hi everybody, it's Ellie, and I'm going to do a video about Harry Potter. I was going to do it about Harry Potter and Twilight, like verses, because I love both of them, so I don't think it'd be offensive, but I decided, nah, just do Harry Potter. Okay, so this is the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and yeah. I have the first book. Oh my gosh. No. I went to Florida about 2 weeks ago, and I went on a Harry Potter ride. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's probably about 3 rides in the whole entire Harry Potter Hogwarts part of the story type thing. No, it's not a story, it's park, the Harry Potter park. There's probably about 3 rides to ride, and there's the one big one that everybody wants to go on, and then there's the 2 roller coasters. So, since we were in that part of the Universal Studios, we went to the Jurassic Park first, and then we went to the Harry Potter Hogwarts part. Okay, so let me just say it was such an experience to like see well, you weren't actually in Hogwarts, but it made you feel like you were in Hogwarts. It was amazing. I loved it. So it made it feel like you were in Hogwarts, but of course you are not, because we're Muggles. We don't get to visit the real Hogwarts, sadly. So there's lots of stores. I have to say that's probably the main point, was selling Harry Potter stuff, not really the rides. But I should say the big ride that everybody wanted to go on, everybody should want to go on it. It was amazing. I went on it with my 2 nieces, and it took us about 3 hours waiting in line to go, and it was amazing. Okay, so I wanted to share my experience, my experience going on that Harry Potter ride with you. Okay, so the first ride, or the first waiting in line, because I'll tell you why that's the only one we got to go ride on, but, okay, so we waited 3 hours in line, and we waited 2 hours because, of course, waiting in line, and then we had to wait an extra hour because the ride was not working very well, which was very disappointing. It wasn't working. It was kind of broken. It was something like that. It was kind of broken. So we waited so long that I actually had a chance for this lady behind me. You could tell she was a reader. She was a grown adult, and she had her husband and her son going on the ride with her, and me and my 2 nieces were going on the ride. So my younger niece is 9 years old. She's such a pain. No, I love her. But she was getting very annoyed with having to wait 3 hours like me and my other niece. We were so tired and bored of waiting and standing, but we actually got to sit for a few minutes, and then the line would move on. So the lady behind us taught me how to French braid twist hair for hairstyle. Like, she taught me to do that for my 9-year-old niece, and you know, I said thank you, and you know, it was kind of awkward. No, it wasn't awkward at all, but I told her thank you and stuff, and that was really cool to learn, but I forgot it, sadly enough. I forgot. I only remembered it for the rest of that day, and then it left my brain. No, I probably would still remember it if I watched a video about it, but like, I was trying to start off doing it while we were waiting in line. I tried to braid something, and you could tell the girl behind me, she was very interested, and she was like looking, and then finally I'm like, I can't do it, I have to watch a video. And she's like, do you know how to do it? And I go, no. She's like, I'll teach you. And so I go, okay. So she taught me how to do it. It was really cool and fun, but that's not the purpose of this video. So we finally go in after waiting for so long. It was so cool outside waiting, because it was like in the garden area, and we finally go in, and all these pictures start speaking to each other. It was crazy. Like, like in the movie. It was so cool. I felt like I was actually in Hogwarts. And I was seeing all these pictures talking to each other, and it was like really cool and funny. I loved it. So it's talking to each other, and like you have to always be like searching for what picture is it talking to, and it was just so cool. I love that. And then they'd have newspapers hanging on a board, and you'd see like I was thinking it was the official movie trailer to Deathly Hallows Part 2, but I could be wrong. I just got a glimpse of it, but it was on a newspaper. It was so funny. And then there was a hologram of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and they were just, it was like holograms, so they were telling you what the ride was going to be about and stuff, I guess. But it was really cool in the room because you got to see all these like skeleton dinosaur pieces or something like that. It was really cool. I loved the ride. And then now I have to tell you about the ride. And if you don't want to watch this, if you want to go on the ride before you listen about what's going to be on the ride, I hope you don't watch this if you really want to get the full-on experience. So, you guys that stuck with me, let's finish this. Okay, so we go on the ride, and it was like moving. So if you didn't catch that, it was going to leave without you. So me and my 3 nieces hurried and got on to the wrong seat. No, it was the seat that the person directed us to go onto. Go onto it, and I'll tell you why in a second why it's the wrong seat. Okay, so we go on, and then the Hedwig's theme song is appearing while you're going, and they say this, and you're gonna start flying, and of course, you know, we're like, sure, it's gonna start flying, of course it is, it's part of the ride. So, we didn't say anything, because I actually forgot what he said, but we started flying, which that was bad for me not to say it, but we didn't, and so we go on, and it was so cool. It was like feeling like you were actually there, and then the seat would move this way and that way, making you feel like you were actually flying on the broomstick. It was so much fun and so cool, and I loved it, every part of it. Okay, and then it gets stuck. It gets stuck while we're in the air, supposedly. We're like up there flying, and it gets stuck laying like this. Like you are laying on the bed, that's how it gets stuck. Like, you're laying down. It was horrible. I mean, it only lasted 2 minutes, but still, it was horrible. We were, like, freaking out. We didn't know how high we were, how long we were going to be stuck like this, and what if it broke down and we all collapsed in the seat. I don't know. We were crazy. We were like, oh my gosh, I really want to get out. But then it only took 2 minutes, and the ride finished, and we were kind of thankful that it finished, but it was so cool. It kind of creeped me out, because this dragon was breathing on you like hot smoke. Well, it was actual smoke, but it was like hot. I can't even think of the word right now. It was like mist. So you finally get off the ride, and then it's completely crowded. But we had a bag with us, so we had to go to the lockers, and it was a finger scanner, and we finger scanned it, but it was not working. And there was only one person. He was like the manager dude or something. And, I don't know, he was really rude. He was like, are you just going to stand there and get him? We're like, that's the wrong locker number we just gave you. Well, we didn't just give it to him. The wrong locker number that he thought he heard us. He's like, it's this one. And we're like, no, we said this. So he was rude. So, yeah, that was so much fun. I definitely recommend going there, riding the ride. I enjoyed it very much. If I could, I'd go on it 1,000 times. Liz went on it 6 times, and I only got to ride once because it was kind of broken. And I didn't want to wait another 3 hours to ride it all over again. And then I started raining really, really hard, so we couldn't go on any other ride because the park pretty much shut down. It wouldn't let you ride any other rides. So I was very upset, but it gave me a chance to go into the gift store and buy a Harry Potter bookmark that says Gryffindor. So yeah, that was fun and cool, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, and yeah, bye.